Hi guys, this is Starcraft. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. What's going on? Welcome to this is Starcraft English commentary. I have been partying over the last few days. And I'm just kidding. I've been working. I had multiple jobs beside this forsaken, God forbidden game, 25 years old. But I will spend some nice time for you today to watch or to go over some of the nice Starcraft games and hopefully to climax with you because we have some very notable players in today's lineup. It's going to be the DPL series, and we will have first to start Flash versus Queen. Now, if you know, Queen has been climbing up the ladder after like 6 months of nothingness. Has been not doing well at all, but and then all of a sudden he started to come back and he started to make a name for himself. So that's very, very good. Yeah, so let's see how he fares. This is gonna be once again, like I mentioned to you, daily pro leagues, and the lineup. I would not show all of the games, but I will at least tell you who is on whose side. So on one side we will have Flash, Rush, Hyuk, and some of the no-namers, and on the other side we will have Soki, Queen, Barracks, and I think Mini is also on his side. So kind of very interesting, tier players here. Of course, Flash and Queen are the respective leaders, or should I say captains of their sides, because the elo scores are very good nowadays, and I just quickly show you what that is. But we will eventually have a Flash versus Soki game in this series, and it's epic, but I will not go to that game just yet. I would just first ask you to enjoy this first opening. You know, it's like a French 7-course dinner, right? You have to start with, I don't know, a leaf. Once you eat a leaf, you drink like a small gulp of tea, and then a small piece of chocolate, and then 2 crumbs of cheese, and then eventually you will have a tiny leg of chicken. It's like that. I will give you those kind of meals, piece by piece, and let you just kind of savor the juice of Starcraft, of Dragoon goons that kind of just drizzle out of my screen, I guess your screen, not my screen, but drizzle out of my channel and off your screen. But yeah, so let's enjoy this first game first. And by the way, if you're one of my supporters in the last 30 days, just go ahead and click the link in the video description and pin comment to move to the next video in the playlist that will not be released first. It will be released a bit later. But if you've been supporting me and I know your Gmail address, then you would have it privately shared. There's only one person that supported me whose email address I don't know. That is C Goblin. Are you here, C Goblin? Please write me an email at namkraftvn@gmail.com so that I can properly add you to the list of people who have access to these videos. Let me just quickly show you who is C Goblin. There he is. C Goblin, sir, please email me at namkraftvn@gmail.com and tell me what your Gmail address is. As for the rest of you, if you've been supporting me, then your Gmail is automatically added to the Namcraft database, and you will have access to the next video in the playlist that is once again mentioned in the video description and pinned comment. So let's get started with this game. What's exactly going on here? I'm not so sure, because usually I don't commentate. I just comedianitate, right? Like one of you have said, I'm a comedianator. I do everything but commentate. But it looks like it's gonna be Dominator, one of those maps with three spawning pools, where we had that ridiculous game between, was it Shinzo or some very bad Protoss player versus Rush. Very fun in the previous season of SSL. But it's going to be TvZ, and let me just quickly show you what we have before the game gets started up. Looks like we're going to be having 3 hatchery, 1 is in base, and Flash is going for his infamous factory build. He's been experimenting and having a lot of successes even against Soki with this mech build, with the +1 Goliath plus tank upgrade kind of build. But let's see how he fares against Queen, another very, very strong player these days. Once again, this is Dominated. You can see at the bottom left of the screen. Dominated for Zerg player, they enjoy only a 41.6% win rate, and Queen, of course, is not as good as Soki, right? So we should expect that he should not fare so well against Flash. But yeah, looks like this SC is going to get chased back, and Flash is going to hang out in his base. It's going to be a factory followed up with a starport, armory, and I think that's an engineering base, a very standard stuff. Where's the Spire? The Spire should be coming up very soon. There it is in the top left of the screen, and we shall see that we're going to be having units coming out from Queen. And let's see how Queen will survive against this very heavily mechanized build from Flash. Is that a second armory or a second factory? Possibly could be a second factory. Let me just quickly show you the elo scores of what the players have today. So today is what, Christmas Day, right? So this week These are the elo scores of the best players in Starcraft. As you can see, Soki is number 1 as usual, but Flash has climbed up to number 2, and let's see when he can dethrone Soki, right? Because 1439 for Soki and 1414 for Flash, very close, and that is going to be a rush to Hydrant by Soki, excuse me, by Queen. No, I'm just so obsessed with Soki that I just talk about him all the time, but it looks like it's going to be very few Mutalists coming out from Queen. Okay, he does have some Mutalists and some Scourges, and as you can see, the Hydrant is very far out. It makes, you know, this is the way that Queen will build it, so that if Flash ever scans the middle area, he will never see the Hydrant. He needs to scan exactly the main if he wants to find that Hydrant. But anyways, we're going to be having Mutualist Harassment. I think this looks to me like 7 or 8 Mutualists with a pair of Scourges. We will have Valkyrie. Okay, this Valkyrie build we have not seen for so long, and I'm not so sure how Queen was able to predict that Flash would go for Valkyrie, because he did not see anything. His Overlord is not in the right position, but there's a clone search in the mix there, and this Rich provides some nice vision, and looks like the Scourges goes in, but the Valk has survived. Only one of the Scourge has hit, so that was very, very good for Flash, and Queen is in, I guess he's in some serious trouble. As you can see, he's taken under the base in the 1 o'clock position. Let's see if he has the right forces to hold it. For the timing, Flash can be going for Marine Valk combination, and let's see how he does. So I'm just going to take this time to just once again cycle through some of the relevant stuff that I'd like to share with you today. So here are the players that I call benchmark players: Soki, Flash, Queen, Rush, and Mini. And let us just quickly take a look at the win rate of these players. So as you can see, Queen versus Terran is 56% win rate in the last 30 days. I just picked up the stats today. And as for Flash against Zerg, he's quite monstrous, 71% win rate, so very, very strong. And many of those games are against Soki. You know, those games are not against scrubs, again, very, very top form, players. But Flash is gonna start to come out here with his, prior, pre-mech attack here with some Marine, 2 Valkyries, and so Queen is scrambling to get his sunken in position. I guess he will have enough to hold, but does Flash knows about the brand new base? He does. He says it, and so why do I keep on saying Soki? Excuse me. Queen is gonna, he's gonna lose his hatchery. He's gonna try to go for a counter attack. He's got some Zerlings, he's got some Hydralisks, but can he take care of this Marine and Valkyrie combination before those forces get home? I don't think that's gonna be the case here. There might be an attempt by Queen to go for a sandwich. He's gonna try to come out, and he catches one of the Valkyrie right away. He's gonna climb in with the rest of the forces. The Valkyries is running around. Where exactly? Where's the Valkyrie going alone? Because the Mutus could snipe it very, very easy. Looks like that Valkyrie is not yet dead. And yeah, at the last minute, I guess Queen is gonna snipe it, and the game is gonna stabilize a little bit more. So let me take this chance to thank my fan for your support in the last 30 days. The next person, as you can see here, the first person I'd like to thank is gonna be Sea Goblin. There he is in the screen, looking very, very handsome as usual. Please let me know your Gmail address. You're my buddy, I need to know it. The next person I'd like to thank is gonna be Greg from Poland. Is it cold where you are? Because it's not very, very cold where I am. There's gonna be some Vultures versus Marine attack, and looks like at the last minute, Flash has prevailed as usual. The next person I'd like to thank is gonna be Matt from the US. What's going on? I'm sorry I have not, been having any kind of communication with you in the last couple of, I think even 1 or 2 weeks, man. I'm sorry for that, but I hope that you have a great end of the year. And the last person is Thomas. Thomas, please just chill out and enjoy your new year. That's all. That's all of the people that I'd like to thank for today. So let's enjoy this game and let's move on. Let's see if Flash is going to be able to prevail once again. We're going to be having a lot of Zerlings start to come out, and Defiler then off of 2 bases from Queen. Yeah, this is very ambitious. And he's going to try to take another base at the bottom right of the screen. He's sending a drone over. Zerling's going to get surrounded. I think the Vultures will... Oh my god, looks like at the last minute every single Vulture has lived, but one Mutualist, Spire... What are those things called? Spine attack has killed off double Vultures. And that's gonna be the end. And where's this drone thing he goes? He's gonna start to go here, and he escapes. He barely escapes the Marines attack. He will be to put down a hatchery. The hatchery lives. The hatchery lives, and Flash tried very, very cleverly to try to snipe it in the midst of the Lurker Spine, but he was not able to take that hatchery down. So the hatchery is gonna live for the time being. Flash has lost a lot of Marines in the process, so we will need to kind of, wait for the rest of his mech build to get alive here. Now keep in mind that this build from Flash is kind of like a modified, customized build here. It's not the traditional 5-6 barracks with science vessels. So I think the way it is looking for Flash is that he doesn't have that many science vessels to snipe things like, defilers and lurkers. his mech force has just started. He's got a few vultures. He's sending some more stuff across the map. This is going to be marine. So this is a mixed mechanized and bio build here from Flash. He moves this across the screen. He's going to have to deal with like a sea of lurkers here without too much science support. Usually during this time, these the Terran player has like 4 or 5 sciences, so they could deal easily with defilers and lurkers, but this time around he doesn't have that many. These lurkers gonna try to get back here and they will fall. The rest of the reinforcements are not in the right place. There's only a single lurker remaining and he would die very quickly, so that hatchery will fall. What is gonna be Queen's next move, because he's down to 67 supply, Flash 108, so Flash is looking very, very strong. He's forced to clear mines with lurkers. When the Zerg player is forced to clear mines with lurkers, you know he's in some serious trouble. And yeah, he's gonna, I mean, the hatchery was sniped already. He's gonna have to save his defiler, because I'm sure the science resource is looking for them. There's gonna be some mutagens trying to guard it. And keep in mind, during this time, Flash is not yet expanded either. So I guess keeping the same number of bases as Zerg is fine for the time being. Yeah, so maybe during this time, let me just quickly show you some other information that I find really, really interesting. So here are the ASL records of the 3 races, Terran with 8 and Zerg with 7. And if you know already, then Flash has got 4 of those ASL wins. Soki has got only 3, but Queen has got 2. So Zerg combined, Soki and Queen has done really, really well in the face of Flash, and we're going to be seeing both Flashes as Queen and Flashes as Soki in this series. So keep that in mind if you watch this video a little bit a few days later than when this was released. You can just click the link in the description to go to the next playlist. We're going to be having nice Defiler Dark Swarm here, but if you are watching this video on the same day, the next video is not yet released. Only my private supporters can see it. If you're one of those people, just go ahead and click the link anyways. Yeah, it looks like for the timing, Queen's going to try to get back here. Keep in mind, he's still not yet re-expanded. There's going to be 2 vultures attacking or maybe those are marines attacking the 1 o'clock position. You're not paying attention to that because you are, I think you're fixated on this battle. But look at Flash. He's making sure the 3rd base cannot go up during this time. That Defiler is going to get sniped. It lives, but very close. There's not enough mechanized units to stop this attack from Queen. The Overlord has speed. Zelle is going to clear the mine. He goes through, he destroys 100 mines and Hydras. We're going to be having a very, very nice Dark Storm here. It gets in the range of the bunker, but there's going to be a nice explosion from the mine. Are there enough lurkers to support? And look at this Marines and combined Science Justice Force that stops any kind of reinforcement. That Defiler needs to get sniped. The Defiler doesn't get sniped. The Defiler lives. The Defiler dies. This other Defiler, we need to go inside the Dark Storm. He does get inside the Dark Storm. No, he dies. There's going to be another battle that rages in the middle of the map, and looks like Flash is going to get pushed back when the Hydras start to move across the map because there are only 2 Marines and 3 Vultures. But anyways, these lurkers will live now. Then they will join the other lurker in the Dark Swarm, and that time we need to go back. But keep in mind that Dark Swarm has ended. The Dark Swarm has ended. The reinforcement need to come now, and there's no support from another Defiler. He's gonna have to retreat, and looks like at the last minute, Queen has got pushed back, and Flash is held. Keep in mind, Flash is on 3 bases, and Queen is on 2. The only thing Queen's got is those Defilers. You need to get those Defilers in the right position. Yeah, those 3 Marines are still being very, very annoying. These Hydra's gonna try to attack you, and there's not gonna be enough Marine, and looks like we're gonna be having Hydras try to snipe the last of the Marine. All of the Marines have fallen, and that base was forced to get evacuated. These tanks are gonna try to attack the lurkers because the tanks have larger range than the lurkers, and looks like the last minute that final lurker is gonna get pushed back. There's gonna be some Marines trying to attack you, and finally Queen is gonna attempt to retake his base. Hydra's gonna try to snipe the Command Center. The Command Center is not yet burning. He will need to go to the other base, and looks like this Hydra is gonna get chased on the high ground. The SCVs we need to stop right now to stop these Hydras from getting on the high ground. They need to run away. Hydras need to attack. He will kill how many SCVs? He gets a couple of SCVs. There's gonna be the Command Center building somewhere, and Zerlings are gonna furiously be coming out, and Queen is able to hold on despite the immense pressure from Flash, and despite the disadvantages, that he's got. Anyways, Command Center is gonna finally land, and Flash will get back to his 3 bases, but his mech army is looking unstoppable, guys. Finally Queen will get his 3rd base. He's gonna be going for a 4th one. He still has enough minerals to hold for the timing, but I don't know how that would work in the eventual finale where Flash comes out with his 3 base strong mech army. +1 upgrade. Right now it's already +1 guys, so 1 upgrade and 1 armor, lots of vultures, and eventually Goliaths as well, so that's gonna be devastating. But for the timing, Queen is able to get his 4 hatcheries up, but groups of vultures gonna start to attack the 2 o'clock position. There's nothing yet to stop it. No mutations, are gonna be just a couple of Zerglings, and that's it. That's gonna be the first Queen of the game. What is it gonna try to do? Is it gonna try to spy on those units? What is it gonna try to do? He's gonna try to go to the command center. He gets, oh my god, very nice move from Queen. This is like the second or third time in a row we saw this Queen's move from the Zerg player the previous game. I'm not so sure who was playing it, but this command center is gone, and that's a genius way to kill the command center. Amazing, good job, amazing from Queen. And let's see what is gonna be the next move now, because Flash is now down to just 2 bases. He's gonna have to fight against 4 bases Zerg, but 2 of those bases are under siege. Looks like Queen is gonna try to come out and clear out those vultures, so this base can get online. Those tanks can get pushbacks, and all of a sudden everything has turned around. A single Queen just completely turned around the battle, the fate of the battle. So the lesson learned here for Terran is do not get your command center down to the yellows, because if it gets to the yellow, you're gonna get queenified, and who better to do that than the player named Queen, right? Queen has queened Flash's command center. That's amazing. Anyways, this Hydra is gonna try to snipe the Sign System, so it dies. That other base is gonna be under siege. There's no Nidus Canals. These tanks will melt those Hydralisks like my mother melts the butter in the pan in the morning when she makes those, delicious pancakes and eggs and whatever she makes, because I don't eat breakfast. But anyways, it's gonna be the 2 replacement command center from Flash. Flash is still heavily in the lead, 131 supply versus 185, but he's over pushing, man. I think he's over pushing, and Queen's gonna try to take these forces head on, but look at this small choke getting destroyed furiously by the tank fire. But at least sometimes we get sniped. There's, oh my god, the Defiler gets sniped. Defiler's gone, but there's a single tank that will attack the rest of the the lurkers will clear some of the tanks, and it's gonna be another reinforcement from the back. But I think Queen is losing steam, but at least he's got 3 bases. These tanks are gonna get on high ground. There's only a single Sunken's gonna try to get on the Hydra's gonna try to slow them down, but he needs Defilers now, and we're gonna be having lurkers on the high ground. Some of those tanks have been damaged, but good scan, amazing scan from Flash, because some of those tanks could have died easily, but there's still a lurker here attacking randomly. These tanks are gonna get cleared out, but we're gonna be having a reinforcement counter-attack. But GG from Queen. Flash is taking this game. If you don't, this video, buy my coffee, link to that's gonna be in the video description. I will see you soon. Bye bye.